Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ramblin Deano's Coffee and a Song. I'm going to make a little adjustments to my screen and wait to see that some of you are here, that this is actually functioning. And I'm not seeing people pop up. I'm not seeing viewers. There we go. There's Trish, always first. Always Johnny on the spot. Or Jilly on the spot. I don't know. Trishy on the spot. Good morning, everybody. Had a fun night last night. It was a really great show, really great way to start out the tour. And I'm hoping that my friends at the Old Franklin Schoolhouse out in Metuchen, New Jersey, got a great haul in their Venmo tip jar last night. I've already got some money to send out to them from the tickets that you guys bought. Hilarious kind of to me as I posted on Facebook that Joe and I spent so much time choreographing how the show would begin, and then I just strike my guitar and immediately break a string, so thereby ruining any momentum and excitement in this semi-professional television production. But I ended up having a great time, and we'll get better and better at this as we go along, I guess. And good to see all of you here saying good morning. So tonight I'm doing the songs that I wrote and sang off of Waco World, and I'll be doing that in theory in virtual land at the Fat Fish Pub in Galesburg, Illinois, a place where I've played and had a great time. And Neil, who runs that place, is a good guy who's always trying to bring great music to an area that's probably a little underserved in that regard. So I know that a lot of you might be thinking about this in terms of like, well, you know, I'm just going to support the venue that's from the nearby town that I live in, but I really hope we can all kind of view this as all these venues being in this mess together and kind of get a little general support out to all. I was considering like, well, maybe I should not make those tickets available anymore, because in theory they're supposed to be for 6 shows, and I've already got one in the books. I think I'm just going to leave that stuff up there and still encourage people to buy them. You can go back and look at the show that you missed if you want, and still join in the fun live from this point forward. So I think I'm going to certainly keep the poster being offered, and those silver and gold tickets that give you a chance to give $5 or $10 each to these 6 venues. So that's that, but hope to see you again tonight at 7 p.m. Central for my show performing songs from Waco World to benefit the Fat Fish Pub. This morning's show, I thought that I'd do some blues numbers from an artist I really love, Slim Harpo. You can see an Excello Records label behind me here. That was the label that Slim Harpo recorded a lot of his most famous songs for. He certainly never gets mentioned in the hierarchy of the greats like Muddy or Wolf or things like that, and probably doesn't get as much attention as even somebody like Jimmy Reed. But to me, they have some similarities, and they play in that there's a bit more of kind of a mellow kind of chugging to the way they played their music, and he certainly had some songs that translated very well to others covering them. If you own a copy of Exile on Main Street, the song "Shake Your Hips," which is a Slim Harpo song. The Rolling Stones obviously loved him. They did a bunch of covers of his stuff, and he also wrote "Got Love If You Want It," which the Kinks did a great version of, and tons of people have covered. I'm not going to do those songs today. I have a tendency to like some of the oddball ones. The final two songs I'm going to do were hits for him, but this one was not a hit. But I don't know. It just I tend to gravitate towards these more oddball ones, and this one's called "Strange Love." Strange love, cutest thing I've ever seen. Strange love, cutest thing I've ever seen. You remind me of something that I've seen in a dream. Can I take you out to dinner? Someplace where we can be alone. Can I take you out to dinner? Someplace where we can be alone. Tell you how much I love you, and let me hold you in my arms. Honey, love to be your honeycomb. You're as sweet as honey, love to be your honeycomb. When the time is right, there'll be some loving going on. Strange love, thing I've ever seen. Strange love, cutest thing I've ever seen. You remind me of something that I've seen in a dream. Strange love. Love is strange. Love and strange are two words that get mentioned in lyrics together quite a lot, which is probably pretty appropriate. So I did a little research on Slim Harpo, and I don't always want to come across like I think I'm some sort of musicologist or something, because half of the things I could be telling you just because I read it somewhere doesn't mean it's necessarily true. But in any case, Slim was part of this, part of what gets described as swamp blues. He was from Louisiana. He worked a lot with a guy named J.D. Miller, who was just kind of major minor figure in the music industry over the years. Created tons of small independent labels of his own and released lots of different Cajun music and blues music. One odd little note I discovered in reading about J.D. Miller is he claimed he was a segregationist, yet he also claimed that African American blues was his favorite kind of music. So I mean, I don't know how it really truly was a different time when you could reconcile those two things. But for better or worse, he brought us Slim Harpo and a lot of other great artists, and he also wrote the lyrics for it wasn't God who made Honky Tonk Angels, which that probably kept him getting nice checks in the mail for many, many years. Yeah, J.D. Miller, bizarre music impresario. So this song was a hit for Slim Harpo, and another song that the Rolling Stones have covered, and many others have covered, and it's got a bit of a Fats Domino kind of riff and feel to it. Raining in my heart since we've been apart. I know I was wrong. Baby, please come home. You got me crying, about to lose my mind. Don't let me cry in vain. Try my love just once again. Honey, I need your love. Darling, you know why. If you would come back home, there'd be no need for me to cry. Raining in my heart since we've been apart. I know I was wrong. Baby, please come home. Raining in my heart, the great Slim Harpo. Another interesting little tidbit, couple tidbits I found out reading about Slim Harpo. He played guitar live. He played guitar and harmonica. In the studio, he preferred to use other musicians to do that. So all this time I've been listening to these records thinking like man, what great guitar parts Slim Harpo wrote. And he did write them, I guess, to be fair, but he doesn't play them on those recordings, which is pretty interesting. Michael says the sound is great. Thank you very much. I got up this morning and did some tweaking after last night's show. The string breaking thing made me aware of a contingency plan that I hadn't been aware I needed, which I did have the spare guitar there, but the spare guitar sounded totally different and had a lower output than the Tele does, so it totally messed up my mix last night, having to switch guitars. So I'll figure out a way to factor that in going forward, and I'm glad. And I'm learning all sorts of other things like this mic is extremely sensitive, so if I'm up on it like this, I'm getting nice, great level. If I'm even back here, it cuts the level almost in half. So I'm sorry to bore you with technical stuff, but it's part of what's going on in my world for sure. Steven says the guitar sounds great. Well, a new set of strings. Part of my string breaking saga last night was that I had been lazy, and both of these guitars, I've been playing them for months of pandemic isolation, sweating all over the strings without changing them. So nice fresh set of strings will do wonders, I guess. But all right. So last, I don't know what that means, Kevin. Is that the 58? Oh, yes, the microphone, yeah. thought for a second you thought I was fortunate enough to own a 58 Telecaster, which no, this is not. Yeah, the vocal mic is the 58. I've got the 57 on the amp, so which is out of the picture. But I had to. I bought a popper stopper yesterday and this windscreen because my P's have been popping way too much. The popper stopper turned out to be a piece of junk, and I have to return it. So I'm doing my best hobbling through with the windscreen here. But and a popper stopper for those evening performances, it doesn't really look right to have this big screen in front of your microphone. It doesn't give the vibe of a live show like I'm trying to do. Anyway, last of the Slim Harpo songs. I'm the king of the tangents here. So this song, very famously covered by a lot of people, but probably the most famous cover of it is by Muddy Waters. So when Muddy Waters covers another blues artist's song and doesn't just play one of his own or use one of the great Willie Dixon songs that got provided to him, that says something about how cool a song it is. Legendary blues standard here. I'm a king bee. Well, I'm a king bee, buzzing around your hive. Well, I'm a king bee, buzzing around your hive. Well, I can make honey, baby, let me come inside. I'm young and able to buzz all night long. I'm young and able to buzz all night long. When you hear me buzzing, baby, some stinging is going on. Well, buzz a while. Oh, sting it then. Well, I'm a king bee, want you to be my queen. Well, I'm a king bee, oh, want you to be my queen. Together we can make honey the world has never seen. Well, I'm a king bee, buzz all night long. Well, I'm a king bee, I can buzz all night long. Well, I can buzz better, baby, when your man is gone. Oh, yeah, I've turned into just another white guy playing blues. John Langford and I joke around about how that is our favorite guitar solo of all time. Maybe it's because it's one we're capable of playing. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, the great Slim Harpo. I had fun playing those. Really, really, really hope you're going to join me tonight for the Fat Fish Pub gig, the Songs of Waco World, and hope you're with me for all 6 of these gigs, and hope you're throwing money in those venues' tip jars, and keep on telling your friends about this stuff. I really appreciate it. I'm having a blast. It's going to be a fairly exhausting 6 days, especially the start of it, because once I'm done here, I'm going to go to my day job and work on cars for a little while, and then come back here and get ready for tonight's show. So morning show, work on cars, evening show for a few days here. But I guess the fact that I can do all that means I must be pretty well recovered from that illness, so that's good news. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, stay home if you can, stay sane. I love you, and we'll see you all this evening at 7 p.m. Bye-bye.